Yo, guys, welcome back to another commentary video. You got me on the left playing Swordsoul, and my buddy Pete on the right playing Runick for higher Spright. That deck has so much synergy, it's actually insane. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it or played against it, but it's a pretty neat deck, honestly. But Pete wins the dice roll. He goes first, obviously. In the draw phase, he's activating Hugin effect, discard a card, searching the fountain. You can see Pete's hand is pretty insane. He's got, he had double Runick, Rex, red, one card in hand. So he's searching out Rookie for hire, which is essentially an E-teleport. He has to tribute one of his monsters, but he's got Carrot. I mean, he's got pretty much everything right here. Activating the Rookie for hire, so now I know that all he has in hand is a fountain. And my hand is absolutely insane. I mean, going second, this is pretty much exactly what you want to see. You have a Nib, Imperm, Longyan, Ashuna, and I don't know what the fifth card in hand is, but I'd assume it's some kind of worm. I'm thinking here, this might be a tell that I have Nib, but I don't really care because I have the Veiler too. So he's going into a Donner, and this is the reason I didn't activate the Nib before he went into Donner is because I didn't want him to, I'm not sure if he could or not, but I didn't want him to use the token and banish Rex from grave to summon a for hire from grave to go into a Donner and just continue his plays, right? So wanted to make sure he used up his Donner first, and then I'm gonna Nib Veiler him. He has the, I can't remember which one, Rafale. Adds a Rafale from hand. He activates one of the for hire effects to summon the Rafale, but right here I'm gonna Nib him. He attempts to negate with red, and then I Veiler him. And this puts him on pretty much nothing. He still has to summon the Rafale, but Rafale won't get the effect to excavate the top X amount of cards to add one because he doesn't control any other for hires. So just ensuring that he's not getting that effect. I know the last card in his hand is Fountain, so being patient here really pays off because this leaves him on literally nothing. There's nothing that he can do right here in order to keep playing, right? So top decking the Vessel for turn. I believe that's what I top deck. I have Adhara and Vessel in hand. Specialing Longyan, pitching the Ashuna. Right here, what I'm thinking about is going into a Yazi play. He's going to scoop it up before I can, keep playing. But the idea of this is to banish Ashuna, go into a banish Ashuna, special summon Adhara from the deck, and then use Adhara and Longyan to go into a Yazi, pop either the token or the Rafale, and then go into a Taya. And that allows me to go in a Baxia play and dumping like a Moye. But it essentially, I'm going to kill him in this turn. It doesn't matter what he does right there. Like, he's dead. Because my hand was just that insane. I mean, if you open up Veiler Nib against pretty much any deck, then you're probably going to win that game, right? So going into game 2, he activates Freezing Curses, pitching whatever the water for hire is, I have no clue. But pitches that for the Hugin effect, searching the fountain. That's all in draw phase. He goes to standby main. His first action is going to be activating the Fossil Dig, I believe, to search the Rex. There's only one search target for it, I believe. But actually, it doesn't seem like he's going to do that. He's going to go into the level 3. He's going to summon the level 3 from hand, going into a Donner. Pitching that for attributing the Donner off to special 2 for hires from grave, summoning the water and the earth. I don't know the names very well at all, but the earth will activate its effect to search a for hire from the deck. That's the Rafale. Finally goes into the Fossil Dig, searching the Rex right here. Rex is just an incredible card for the deck. I mean, it searches, specials from grave. I believe maybe it can special from hand too, I'm not too sure. Overall, really solid card. Specials his Rafale. Looks at the top 2. He's got 2 options here. We know he has the Runick Fountain in hand, and he almost puts back the Flashing Fire, but I think he realizes that he's gonna need that in order to keep playing, right? Or not even just keep playing, but in order to gain advantage on me. Fountain is an insane card when you can recycle, 2-3 different times. Like, you're pretty much just, you're almost guaranteed to win the game at that point. activating Fountain, putting 2 on bottom, drawing another 2. He's got Freezing Curses in hand. He's going to link 3 off into a Fulgo. Fulgo effect, I believe it special summons a monster, or for higher monster, with a different type from the monsters that were used for the link material. And I point out that he used a beast, and he tried to summon a beast. It's just a small misplay, very easy to do. Summons the Rex, activating Rex effect. And I know he has a Rex in hand already. So he's got Rex and Mayhem in hand now. So I think he's got 5 cards in hand, 4 or 5 cards. I know 2 of them at least. I want to say I know 3 of them, but I can't remember all too well what exactly I knew was in his hand. First action, going special summon Vishuda. Now what I'm looking for right here is, as you're playing this deck, as you're playing any deck really, you want to eliminate options in their hand. So I special summon a monk right here, and if he had a flashing fire, this is where he would do it, because you do not want to have a face-up non-effect monster for Swordsoul on the field, because they can do it. It opens up a lot of plays if they have that, right? So him knowing that I have a Vishuda in grave, it lets me know if he has a flashing fire in hand, and I use that knowledge to play around the rest of his board, because if he doesn't have a flashing fire in hand, then I can start reading his hand and telling what he already has. I already know 2 of the cards in hand, if not 3. So now I just have to figure out what the other 2 or 3 are, right? So activating Emergence right here, I'm gonna add the Longyan. Longyan's gonna help me play through the rest of the board because I have the option to go into a Baron, which is a negate, because I know he doesn't have Flashing Fire, so if I can get to a negate, then perfect. Or I can go to a Chengying, and whenever he banishes with a Runick, I can banish on his side of the field and engrave. Either way is a very good option for me. But activating the Vishuda to bounce back the Runick Fountain, and he's going to chain the Fulgo to negate the effect by discarding a for hire card. He activates Rex Engrave to summon the water for hire back, which is completely fine with me because I don't have any spells in hand, spells or traps in hand that are going to do anything. I activate Longyan effect. Like I said, I know that he doesn't have the flashing fire, so I feel safe to do this. Right, going into a Baron play, burning for 12. Now, the only piece of Runick spell that interacts with my board now is Freezing Curses. And now that I've eliminated that threat by summoning a Baron, I feel completely fine. I feel completely safe to attempt to destroy the Runick Fountain. I know he can't summon a Hugin because his extra deck slot is already taken up. He attempts to negate with Freezing Curses, and then I negate the Freezing Curses with my Baron, and that eliminates his Fountain and the Freezing Curses in hand. So now he's not going to be able to recycle his spells engrave with Fountain, and the only threat is non-engine in hand, which Runick does not play a whole lot of non-engine at all. Right. So I normal summon Taya. If you ever normal summon Taya and you're looking at an established board, the idea is to use the Taya to go into Abaxia and shuffle 2 of their cards back, because it's one of the only cards that can shuffle 2 with Baxia, unless you're using the Tennis to do it. But right here I banish the Emergence, and I contemplate using the Emergence effect to reduce either my token or my Taya down a level to go into a Yazi, pop a card on their side of the field, summon a Mo, and then either go into Shisha or Baxia. But I don't like that idea because I can just remove 2 cards by going into a Baxia line. And I can dump the Moye and use Baxia effect to summon it back. So I just, instead of going to a Yazi play, I just go into a Baxia line. I'm gonna go Chainlink 1 Baxia, Chainlink 2 Taya. And with Baxia, I'm shuffling back I believe it was a Rex in the Fulgo. I really just want to, so shuffling back the Rex eliminates his follow-up game, because I don't want him to have access to that card, and then shuffling back the Fulgo eliminates his ability to draw multiple cards after destroying one of mine. So I leave him with the 2 negates. I'm fine with the 2 negates, I don't really care about it, because I'm going to clear them anyways. And I'm going to proceed with getting more advantage, right? So going into the destroying the monk, summoning back Moye effects, and then going into a Shishao. I'm gonna search first and then draw afterwards because I know exactly what I want to search. I know I want the blackout. I've already used Longyan, so I'm not worried about getting into a Longyan. I want to thin my deck out to draw more non-engine because since blackout's the only option that helps me out and advances my game state here, I want to get that out of the deck and then increase my chances to draw into non-engine. And you can see my hand here is absolutely insane because I've gone through the checklist in my mind. I've broken the board, I established my board, I have follow-up, and I have non-engine to protect it. And right here, Pete has played his turn very well, but the unfortunate thing is, against this board, I don't believe that he can really do a whole lot more. Activating Slumber, summoning the Gary. Gary's effect is going to add the fountain back to hand. And I let it resolve because I know I have a blackout, and blackout can clear the fountain. He's gonna activate Destruction to destroy my back row, which, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do right there. He played it very well. Played that part really well. I'm thinking here if there's any way I can play around that. He does have 2 cards on his side of the board right now, so I can blackout, get rid of his Gary. But, you know, I totally forgot that Gary can't be destroyed by card effect, so I pretty much blank on that. I'm banishing the top 4 for the destruction, and then this is where I realized that Gary can't be destroyed by card effects. So blackout resolves as much as possible still, so I still have to destroy my Baxia, but I get to keep my Shishao, which is awesome. And unfortunately, Pete doesn't have another Runick in hand, it looks like, to get his fountain to draw cards. So normal summons Rex, gets his spell, activating Mayhem, summoning, I believe that one's Dampa, if I remember right, activating his rookie, attributing the monster he just summoned. Oh, the one he summoned is Beat, not Dampa. That one that he just summoned, the level 2 Wind, is Dampa. He's gonna go into a Donner, attempt to... Well, he's gonna summon the Donner, and then I'm gonna unsummon, activate Shishao effect, banishing Monk to just negate the Donner, because I don't want him to tribute it off, get free advantage off of that. As he's summoning the Donner, he gets Dampa effect to pop my Shishao, so it essentially forces it out from right here too. So, unfortunate, but he top decks the tip, and off the Rafale, which is an absolutely insane card, right? That is like the one card that can really put him back into this game because he activates Fountain, goes tip, and I mean just keeps going in from there. Just absolutely free advantage. And it also puts him in a winning game state too, or it puts him in a much better position, right? And you can see, I mean, I think this guy just stacked the shit out of his deck. He draws into 3 Runick spells, or at least 2. I'm not sure what the third card he drew was, but absolutely goat right here. He's got a tip, freezing curses, I think maybe a flashing fire too. I mean, he's just absolutely cooking me right now. I'm pissing my pants over here. Like, I have a nib, which is great, but I'm not too sure how much it's really going to do against this. Goes into an IP, believe he's gonna go into a Typhon right here, which really sucks because I should have dropped the nib. Now that he summons Typhon, I can't even nib him. Passes turn over to me, so drawing the evenly for turn. He's gonna activate Tip, searching Slumber, banishing the top card of my deck, which is a Droll. Even if I nibbed him right here, I'm not too sure it would have mattered what the rest of my hand was. Because he has, I mean, he's got the Fountain established, and if he freezing curses my my Moye in hand, then, I mean, not a whole lot I really could have done. So summoning the Vishuda, right here, I'm looking to go into a Monk and bounce back the Fountain. If I can do that, then I know I'm in a good position. Go into a Monk. Here comes the Flashing Fire. And he gets to recycle 3. Just absolutely insane right here. Normal summon Moye, reveal the other Vishuda, gets freezing curses right here. And I mean, there's absolutely nothing I can do there. Pete just absolutely cooks me. He's got insane draws. He played it very well too, so good job to him. Set up a very good board. I broke his board as much as I could, but top decking the Tip off of the Rafale was god tier play. Some Jeff Jones type shit right there. Here we go. Going into game 3, my hand is pretty solid right here. Pot of Desires, you love to see this card. I mean, if you're able to play this card in your deck, that means your deck is just insanely consistent, and that's what you're always looking for in a deck. But my hand, I have Bell, Ash, Longyan, Emergence, and 2 other cards. Looks like Cosmic, and then another Emergence that I drew into. Activating Moye, going into the getting a token, Longyan effect, getting another token. I'm gonna go into a Baron right here because I don't want to play into Nib game 3. That's just the last thing you really want to play into. So classic play of Moye Chainlink 2, Shisha Chainlink 1. I'm going to add the Blackout right here. I've already used Longyan effect, so there's no point in grabbing that. I've also used Emergence, so there's nothing I can really search that's going to get me any more advantage. That's the only thing that advances me right here. Setting Cosmic, setting Blackout, and then having 2 hand traps in hand, and then I can't remember what the last card in hand other than the Ash. It's a Taya, so the best follow-up you could ask for. Activates Dark Ruler. I have absolutely nothing for that. Activating the Tip. So I'm going to let this resolve. I want to negate Fountain, if at all possible. So allowing that to go through. He's got the Fountain. Searches that right off the Tip, so doesn't have to worry about his Hugin getting negated. He's probably reading that one of the back rows are Imperm. He probably reads Blackout Imperm back there, so going into a Hugin, probably he realizes doesn't do him a whole lot. Activating Fountain, targeting my back row. He doesn't know that this is a Cosmic right here, so I'm going to hit his Fountain, which just really sucks for him. I mean, it takes a lot out of his gameplay right there because he can't recycle his Runick spells anymore and get free advantage off of it. He activates Fossil Dig. I'm going to Ash that. Then he realizes that's all he could really do. I had Ash, Bell, Taya in hand, so it's really hard to push back pass through that even with Dark Ruler. Me having the Taya in hand is kind of like the nail in the coffin because it adds so much follow-up, but I appreciate you guys for sticking till the end. Let me know if there were any misplays or if either of us could do anything better to, play that game out. As always, I appreciate you guys for sticking till the end, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!